Oh, even now you can see some reds popping through. That's pretty amazing. So it must not be too much from... Yeah, you can see that flash of red now appearing. You see right there? Zoom in a little bit. That red appearing just after that one little session. Get a bit more water on it. Might get a slightly thicker grade than 1500. And the 1000's just underneath it, so we'll try on the 1000 to see if we can take a bit more off. But as you can see, the red is starting to appear. Look at that red flash. This is pretty good, folks. Right, we'll go on the 1000s and see how we go. We'll double it up a little bit. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, the colour's really emerging. It really was close to the surface. Got to be a bit careful not to get rid of too much colour here. But look at it, it's really starting to glow just from this. So be a bit careful not to take too much off. Pause the video and do a bit off camera. I'm going to go down a grade to 320 just to see what emerges from here. It's not on an even keel here, so it's going to be taking a bit more off this side than this side, and obviously the colour seems to be more on the right hand side here. So I'm going to have to take a different approach and sort of do it this way instead. You can see that flash of red just coming through. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Look at that. I wonder if it's actually behind this piece here. If there's any colour behind here. So we are going to move over there just to see. The only risk with these lower grits is that it takes chunks of rock off, and then you might miss some colour. Oh look, if you see there is colour. Let's just zoom in. You can see there is colour behind it. Right. We could have a really open full face here, folks. This is exciting. Right, I'm going to go a bit more carefully. I'm not going to work with the 320s anymore because this section is slightly above the others and this bit here. When I go flat, it will probably take more off this section and this section. You see this is lower, so the color bars looks like it's lower. So I'm going to go flat for a bit, but I'm going to move away from the 320s and I'm going to go back to the 1000s. And we're going to go flat for a bit. And see where we end up. Because this is so close to the surface, I actually think sandpaper's probably the pretty good thing to be doing, because don't want to risk a lot of the colour going. Right, so what can we see now? Well, we can see the red and gold has expanded quite dramatically. Colour is opening up on the top left hand side where my finger is now. Oh, I've got to be a bit careful of colour reducing on this side, because it does look like it has reduced slightly. So I want to be slightly careful there. Whoopsies. Yeah, I'm going to take a more careful approach to try to... There's a beautiful colour there, isn't it? Look at that. Seems there's brighter colour below. certainly in the middle where my thumb is there. See the way it flashes red and then blue? See that? And purple. So there is actually better colour than I even anticipated in my last video. She's shaping up to be a fantastically beautiful, iridescent, multicoloured rainbow boulder opal. You can just see how many colours are flashing in this. If we get a little bit more light on it, you can just see, wow, it's looking pretty good so far. I'm going to keep going, but in a more careful, methodical way. I'll pause the video just so I can concentrate a little bit, because it's filming and doing this at the same time. I'm relatively new to this. This is just my second stone here, folks, so I want to be a bit careful with it. Well, the colour's getting pretty fantastic on this stone. There's quite a lot of red in it. Hasn't got the most amount of light on it at the moment. Let's just get a bit more light onto it. There's a bit of shadow. Now more colours opened up in the top left, and there's some colours that have opened up here, but there's also some sand that's opened up there, which is slightly unfortunate. Not flat, so it could just be a spot there. And this, of course, is below this. I'm going to take a slight break from this side for now, because I want to explore this bit here, which seems to be showing some really nice colours. So I want to just see if it's what colour is going to appear here, and also if any appears to the side of it. So I'm going to do that now. I'll go with the 1500s to begin with. Being as careful as I can, really, because I don't want to go too crazy. It does, to me, look like there could be, colour underneath it. Seems to be evidence there. Let's get a bit of water on this. Yeah. It was just this line, but I wonder whether we'll get any colour anywhere else on this side. That's something else I'd like to discover. Let's take a look. Take a look at my glasses just a moment. Yeah, okay, the colour has broadened. The colour has broadened. So it's gotten wider on this side of the stone, which is great news. The other great news is it's opening up. See this yellow line here? It's opening up there on both sides. And I did see a few spots around here as well. Don't know if you can see it in the light there. Yeah, there's some green there. It's really hard to see, which suggests there's colour on this side, which is fantastic. So I'm going to keep going a little bit. I appreciate for the viewer this is slower than if I was using mechanical tools, but this is just the way I'd like to learn. I'd like to do it manually first, and then I'll open up other skills and mechanical tools later on. So we can see that this is the line that we identified in the previous video here. Looks like that might link up here. And we're seeing evidence of colour just there. And of course lots here. So I'm going to keep working this side as a whole. And hopefully it links up with the beauty of some of the colours that are starting to show themselves on this side. With the rolling rainbow flash in areas that are starting to emerge. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, more colour emerging. Not seeing a huge amount on this side. Here we go. I'm going to be working some of these lines here. I think there's colour behind here. I'm going to take a look. I suspect there is. Never know in this game, I suppose, and I am just learning the ropes here. Happy to be. Happy to be. This is only my second stone I've started. Okay, yeah, we've got some colour here, folks. It's quite hard to spot, but there is some green. It's quite hard to spot, but there is. I don't know if you can spot it by my finger there. Very small, but there is colour there. So I'm going to keep working that area. I'm going to go up a grade. I'm going to go to 1000s because I think this is further from the surface than the other colour down beneath. It's not a flat shape, so it's not as straightforward to actually sand. But little by little, you know you're doing it because you get bits of rock on your fingers, so you know it's working. Okay, I'm going to take a quick look in the glasses. Oh yeah, some really nice colour emerging. Very nice colour. Mostly in the areas that we've already been working, so, but look, it's expanded. And there's far more colour here. Bright blues, turquoises, yellows. There's a little bit of red in there as well, golds. So it's starting to pop on this left-hand side. And it's not here, but if we think about it, this is kind of behind this area. So it might mean that I have to go through a couple more layers on this side to get any colour. There's a potential there. Whereas it's more readily available on this side. Just having a think. If we think about it being liquid, there's some on this side, as we can see here, on this crevice, which we haven't really touched. And we're working this side, which is, it's really appearing here, right? That might mean there's stuff on top as well. There's colour on top. which we have not identified at all. But I think I'd like to. You can see it in nodules here in these little divots. I'd like to actually look on top as well. So I'm going to. That's what I'm going to look at now. I'm going to use the thousands, which is a little bit more aggressive. But, you know, you've got to learn. And you've got to see what's going on with this stone. So, what a better way than to just have a bit of a grind. How can we see anything first? I'm going to look in the glasses. Oh, perfect. I'll probably need to focus a little bit. But bang on, straight away, there is colour in the top. Do you see? So the hypothesis was bang on correct. That there's been silica or opal-rich water that has flowed from the top, and it's flowed in every direction. So it means there's a strong possibility there's going to be colour in multiple areas of this stone, including the top and the sides. It looks to be on almost every side. I'm going to check this side now, where my thumb is. We can see it there on the left-hand side, but I'm going to have a look on this right-hand side. We can see a little bit on the top right there, which I've just taken off. But it could be all over the stone, to be honest. So let's just do it in a slightly methodical way. And, you know, you can see the stuff on just on the bottom there, and on the side, on the left-hand side. So there should be some stuff here as well, some colour. So let's have a look with this now. I'm going to do this slightly off camera, because it's a bit easier. Camera sort of in my face a little bit. Right, let's have a look now, see where we've landed. I'm only taking really small amounts off here, folks, but anything emerged? Look at my glasses first. Not. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just one rub, and do you see in this period, in this little orange hole here, there is colour. It's really hard to see. I've just seen it in my glasses. Let's see if we get some more light on it. Will it appear? There's definitely colour there. Do you see that? There it is, the green. Do you see that green? So there is colour underneath this. And just from one little rub, we're starting to see it. So I'm going to go a little bit more on this. And some of that nice ironstone colour might come off, which is a shame, really. But, you know, we need to see if there's any more colour underneath. So let's have a look. Try not to get too much of the edge, because we know already that the edge has got colour. There's no need to get that edge. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at my glasses. Well, the area that we already had just found colour, okay, right, I've spotted some more colour. It's very, very hard to see. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you on this screen, but there's basically a line of yellow. There's some green there, and there's some yellow here, which is really hard to spot, but it's definitely there. I'll see. So we've got it on the end, we've got it on the edge. We've seen there's colour there, there's some green there. There we go. If we catch it on the right light. And above it, there's some yellow here, but it's just really hard to spot. I think you're going to have to just trust me. Oh, you can see it on the top there. There's green. See that? Green. And there on this edge, blue and green. So we're just going to work more of this, to be honest, because I think there's going to be more colour emerging. I'm obviously not going to get this whole stone done today, but it's just investigating. We've investigated this side. We know there's more colour here. We investigated this side. We know there's more colour here, and we've looked a little bit here, and we've exposed a lot more colour on the back. So I'm doing this slightly more careful process because I just don't want to lose too much colour. And I want to learn more about, sanding and shaping and this kind of colour retrieval. There you go. There's the green I was talking about. Do you see on my finger here? That's the line of green I was talking about. It goes green and then it goes purple as well, actually, which is quite cool. Rolls purple green. There we go. Just there. So that's likely to trickle down, to be honest. So let's do a bit more. And we'll do a bit more. We'll go with the thousands, and we'll just see what emerges from this this little slope on this high ridge stone, which I called super high potential in my last video when I talked about this stone, and it's living really true to its word, because it there looks like there's colour in lots of different areas of this stone. Okay, right, folks, we've got some red that's appearing now. Just at the top of this ridge, there's red and yellow. It's quite hard to spot. And there's the green we talked about earlier, but just above it, there's some red that's emerging, which is quite cool. There's more green emerging up there. Which presumably links with the green we saw in that yellow little divot there. Nothing much is actually appearing here yet. I might need to go with a slightly harsher sandpaper, just to see if we can get a bit more off this. So I'm going to go down to the 320. I'm going to be a bit careful with this. I don't want to take too much off. But we do need to take something off because we need to see what's beneath it, as it were. I'm going to be extra careful. Let's wet it a bit. We'll do a bit on the top as well. Don't want to do so much on the top with the 320 because I don't think it's as far from the surface as it is this particular slope in the high ridge stone. So has anything emerged there? Not really. So there seems to be some areas of colour. There's some there, there's some here, and at the top of this ridge, but I might need to take off more on this side. I'm not feeling like gambling just on that just yet. I think I'll leave that for now. I want to take off more on this side here. I think it's interesting. I don't know if that's a bit of sand, which is a bit annoying. You see that white bit here? So there's definitely a bit of sand there, and we can see there's a little bit of sand here as well. But I'm pretty happy so far with this 30 minutes I've spent on this stone. More colour has emerged, red, purple, and these even brighter blues on the bottom, as well as more colour on the sides, on both these sides that we've exposed. finding out there's spots of colour on top of the stone, finding out that there's colour here and potentially here, and then round here exposing more colour on this side and more colour on certain ridges of the top here. So just to round off this video, we're going to do a bit more here. I think we'll do it with the thousands. Yeah, we've got the 1,000 right here. So we'll do it with thousands. I'm going to try and get rid of this sand actually. So we'll do more around this area. I have seen many videos where opal cutters will try to get rid of sand, and then they get rid of more of the opal, and then more of the sand emerges. So I'm conscious of that, and hey presto, more sand has emerged. So we'll work on this area first, right here. Oh, it's beautiful red emerging at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. I saw lovely flashes. Yeah, right at the bottom there. There's some nice flashes of green and red. Lovely. Now blue. Yeah, there's more colours emerging here. This is nice. I'm a little bit annoyed by that sand right there, but you know, it is a natural stone, and there are things that can happen, such as sand. But you know, we found a lot more colour than I expected in an already high potential stone. So if we've got, you know, one little bit of sand there, but then colour is just sprouting all over the stone, then I'm okay with that. I still don't really have a plan for what I'm going to do with this stone. I'm just enjoying working with it. Similar to the other stones I've been working on. Worked on one or two before this one. Learning to adapt my hypotheses and ways to test without losing too much colour. I think we've done that today. Got a beautiful colour here it's starting to emerge as what one might call a super bright. So particularly here, this is known as super bright colour, which is the most valuable. If red is on a dark background and is also super bright, that's the most valuable category of opal there is. We have Boulder Opal here, which is not the same. It's not as valuable as black opal, but it is the second most valuable opal in the world. I'm just trying to see if we can get rid of the brown areas here, just to see what's beneath them. I suspect it could be colour. Hopefully it's not sand. Nothing's emerging as yet. This looks to be quite thick. So I can either go with a more harsher sandpaper, or I just have to be a bit more patient. I'm happy to choose patience for now. I won't always potentially be as patient, but I'm in the learning phase after all. Fun fact, several members of my family, distant family, were jewellers in Hatton Garden in London, which is the most famous area of jewellery in the United Kingdom. Mostly famous for diamonds, I believe, but I think there's lots of jewels that go through there. Haven't yet found out if they dealt in opal. It's unlikely, because the best opal, as we know, comes from Australia, and my family were dealing with jewels probably close to 100 years ago. Probably a bit more recent than that, 1950s. But still, I don't know how much importing would have been done of opal. Okay, do we see this? There is a speck of colour that's coming through in this. There it is, the green. See that green there? Of course you do. Right, that proves there is likely going to be colour behind this. Nothing proves it until it's gone, obviously, this dark area. But look at that green. Look at this green here, which is, when I just flash it over, there's some blue and green, which is so bright. Look at that. Look at how bright that is. That suggests to me that this lower layer is potentially the very bright layer. Now, of course, there's a bit of sand on some of these areas, so there's always a risk here, which I'm not really looking to take that risk today. I'm still exploring on this stone, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the exploration. Probably helps that a lot of my hypotheses have proven correct, and under a lot of the areas where I've suspected colour, there's not only been colour, there's been fantastic colour, such as what is looking like there is here. I'm going to do one or two just in the general area and see where we end up. Yeah, this is looking pretty damn good. More colours, purples and golds, yellows, different colours of reds. Predominantly blue and purple and green, but definitely reds in the centre with purple and lovely rolling aqua and bright. I mean, it really shows many different colours. And on this side, we've opened up colour, just here where I suspected there could be colour. And then I suspected on top there would be colour. And we've seen small sections there, you can see in green. There is colour there, and we've opened up this side as well. And we've seen extra colour on the sides here, at the top and round, and pockets of pin colour on this side, and even in the orange there. Then we looked at this side, and I suspected there could be colour here. And we've seen highlights of that at the top of this stone, where you can see bits of green and blue. So, and of course, we've done quite a bit of work on the bottom today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed making it. And, I suppose the one thing to say about me and my journey here is I'm fascinated by opal. I love it. I bought quite a bit of opal in the last month, and I'm going to be using this channel to go through it, to learn, and to get better, and to show you guys the colours of the rainbow. Yeah, that's what I really want to be doing. And this stone right here seems to have the colours in abundance, and it's my job to bring those colours out without bringing too much of the sand, or removing too much of this base colour. But as you can see, beautiful colours in this amazing boulder rock. Second most valuable opal in the world. And for me, I think it's my preference, really. Black opal looks great when you get it, but often it's in the knobby format where it's got kind of just a stone grey quality to it, and can end up looking a bit crap unless you get very, very lucky, or you know exactly what you're doing, or you're paying a high price for high potential black opal, which is, can run into the thousands. Whereas boulder opal, even its pure form, where there's not much colour, still looks pretty nice, to be honest. If you shape this in a certain way and polished it, it'd make a nice pendant. You get the added bonus that if it's got colour, blues and greens, perfect. If it's got golds, yellows, reds and purples, then happy days. And that's where I've struck with this stone that I picked out of a crowd. And I'm now learning to rub it. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. if you have. I'm going to be making other videos about the other stones I have in my collection. I've been working on several. I've got a whole cabinet full of these sorts of stones, maybe not quite as high potential as this one. Certainly about 4 or 5 that are in our class in this kind of camp. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll be chasing the rainbow again. Take care.